On August 6th, 1945, a man survived the most destructive weapon ever used on a human being. He picked himself up off the ground, wrapped his burns in bandages, and got on a train. His hometown was Nagasaki. What you're about to hear is one of the statistically impossible survival stories in all of human history. Not a movie, not a legend, a real man, a real life, and a story that will make you question everything you think you know about fate. Stay with me. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi. He was 29 years old, an engineer, an ordinary man doing an ordinary job, working for a shipping company in a city called Hiroshima, a city he didn't even live in. He was there on a business trip, 3 days in and out, nothing special. On his last morning, he realized he'd forgotten his travel permit back at the office, so he turned around. He went back. That small moment, forgetting a piece of paper, put him close enough to the blast point that the explosion tore his eardrums, temporarily blinded him, burned the left side of his body, and threw him into a potato field. He survived.
And here's where the story turns into something that doesn't feel real. He didn't stay in Hiroshima. He couldn't. He wanted to get home. He wanted his wife, his baby son. So despite the burns covering his upper body, despite barely being able to see, he bandaged himself up, walked through the burning ruins of a city that no longer existed, and boarded a train back home. Home to Nagasaki. He arrived on August 8th. The next morning, he went back to work. Think about that for 1 second. This man had just survived an atomic bomb. His body was broken, his skin was raw, and he went back to work. Because that's who he was. Because in 1945 Japan, you didn't stop. You didn't ask for time off. You pushed through. You showed up. So on the morning of August 9th, Tsutomu Yamaguchi was standing in his supervisor's office, describing what he had just witnessed in Hiroshima, when the room turned white. The second bomb dropped. He was 3 kilometers from the hypocenter, the exact same distance he had been in Hiroshima. His supervisor, who had called him a liar minutes earlier for claiming one bomb could destroy an entire city, watched through that window as the sky proved Yamaguchi right. Yamaguchi survived again.
Now, I want you to sit with that for a moment, because this is the part most people never talk about. Surviving one atomic bomb would be enough to break any human being forever. The burns, the radiation, the noise, the silence after, the smell, the bodies. But Yamaguchi didn't just survive one. He survived the only 2 nuclear weapons ever used against human beings in all of recorded history. Both of them, 3 days apart, in 2 different cities. The odds of that happening are so small, mathematicians struggle to put a number on it. And for decades, the Japanese government didn't even officially recognize him. He wasn't certified as a double survivor, what the Japanese call a niju hibakusha, until 2009. He was 93 years old when they finally said, yes, this happened. This man, both bombs. He had been telling the truth for 65 years. But here's what gets me. Here's the part that really stays with me late at night. Yamaguchi didn't spend his life angry. He spent it talking. He became one of the most committed anti-nuclear voices in Japan. He wrote, he gave testimony, he met with world leaders. He wanted people to understand, not from a textbook, not from a statistic, but from a human face, what these weapons actually do. He used to say that surviving both bombs wasn't luck. He believed he was kept alive for a reason. Whether you believe that or not, you cannot argue with what he did with that belief. He showed up, again and again and again. And I think about that when life feels hard. I think about a 29-year-old man who forgot a piece of paper, survived the unthinkable, got on a train, survived the unthinkable again, and then spent the rest of his long life not asking why me, but saying, listen to me. There is something in that, something that doesn't go away when the video ends. Tsutomu Yamaguchi died in January 2010 at 93 years old of stomach cancer, almost certainly caused by the radiation he absorbed 65 years earlier. Even the way he died was connected to those 2 days. His body carried August 1945 until the very end. If this story moved you the way it moved me when I first found it, share it, send it to someone, not because it's content, but because this man deserves to be remembered. He survived twice. The least we can do is remember him once. Drop a comment and tell me, did you know this story before today? Because most people don't, and they should. And before you go, I put together something you genuinely need to see next. It's another story history quietly buried, a man who refused to stop fighting a war that ended 30 years before he laid down his rifle. If Yamaguchi's story got under your skin, this one will stay with you even longer. It's right there. Watch it next.